technology has taken the place of God or Christ in a way. Like we're in this terrible mess on a planetary level. Yet I think most people, and I include myself to a certain extent in this, are still kind of like expecting there to be a technological solution, and we actually have to overcome that and see that solutions like begin with our own sort of intimate connection to the world around us.
I know that religion in many ways has been the detriment of mankind, meaning that zealots take religion and go forward and do many bad things in the name of religion. But true religion, where you attempt to live a harmonious life and live the golden rule, do the things that Moses would have espoused.
So there's almost an element of shamanism in it, especially if you come at it from a psychedelic perspective, in that you're going into other dimensions of reality in order to bring back evidence.
So last summer, my best friend and I, Israel Alpizar, my name is Westley Heine, we took a trip to Mexico to investigate shamanism and the ancient culture and ruins there. We're two painter, poets, video artists.
This is serious.
He was born where we visited, but this was kind of a homecoming for him. I found it interesting that people in southern Mexico mix the traditions of their ancient religion with Catholicism or the new Western religion. Especially the deity Quetzalcoatl kept coming up in conversations with people who practiced this belief system. So we wanted to find out, who was this Quetzalcoatl character who appeared in both the Maya, Toltec, and Aztec religions?
Las fuentes históricas hablan de un hombre llamado Topoztlin Quetzalcoatl, un gran sacerdote y gobernante de Tula. El nombre significa serpiente emplumada, y la arqueología ha revelado muchas esculturas y físicos de templos con representaciones de la serpiente emplumada y deificado Quetzalcoatl.
He seems to represent a very kind of benevolent energy. He's seen as sort of a culture hero, and that I think the 10th century avatar of Quetzalcoatl outlawed human sacrifice and created this brief kind of cultural renaissance. And then as a symbol or as an archetype, I see Quetzalcoatl as, since it represents the bird and the snake coming together, it represents the kind of meeting or integrating of spirit and matter, or heaven and earth.
See my ancestors, where they build these cities, and why did they choose this area, and they created it all based on a deity by the name of Quetzalcoatl. Being there, I feel like I have a responsibility to share this sort of knowledge and express it to the world, and many people have done that, but me being there now is like a soul-seeking part of it, because I stand there and I think about how like these people never really believed in one straight line. They always believed in circles, and basically when I'm there, I felt like they were there and we're there. They knew that we were gonna be there, so it's like it's all in one moment.
Both of us find art as a kind of spiritual meditation. This was a way to practice our beliefs, or search for beliefs, because art is a kind of ritual. Think about it. I mean, this machine is capturing light.
is that the Aztec looked upon the birds as being the powerful sky creatures, and they're feathered. And the powerful earth creature is the snake, right, the serpent. And so if you can combine the both of them, right, into one, the feathered serpent, that would combine the power of the land and the sky. And I always thought that that was the reason for that image.
A snake coiled in the center of the earth, bubbling up pockets of paradise, and tar blistering and boiling. Its great tail hollowing out a hole for time to ooze through. Sedimentary serpents, crushing hard memories between cracks in the skin. Bending, creaking, curving, weaving. So slowly it slithers, with panting weather, so old that it ignores that it is alive. Layers upon layers of stone skin, rolled out in waves of earthquakes, it weaves its destiny around itself, and must keep moving to exist. The Mayan calendar, run out 2012. The apocalypse, again?
2012 is a year in which our solar system is about to shift into a new era of our cycle inside our galaxy.
The Mayan and the Toltec somehow developed these kind of profound instruments for thinking about synchronicity, and they really developed a whole different model of time than we have. There's a big cycle that ends in the year 2012 on December 21st, which is the long count that began around 3100 BC. A lot of academic archaeologists, they would just say like, oh, it's just a turning over a cycle. It's like an odometer turning over. Either indigenous shamans, wisdom keepers, or kind of people who approach this knowledge system, from a visionary perspective, are considering that as a more significant, that it could be representing a kind of transformation of the planet or transformation of consciousness or kind of new energies coming into realization here.
What's interesting about Quetzalcoatl is a lot of people in southern Mexico especially equate him with Jesus Christ, because prophecy said that Quetzalcoatl would come back one day, and just as Jesus is said to have a second coming. This happens in many traditions about cycles in nature. I mean, the Hindu religions, their deities would be born and die and be born again forever, like reincarnation. Especially with the Maya, because the Mayans knew a lot about astronomy to the very precise detail, and no one knows exactly how they knew so much. Their calendar is even more accurate than the Gregorian calendar that we use today, which is kind of an outdated thing from the Middle Ages, and hence leap years and stuff.
We don't use medieval computers or medieval pens or something. I mean, we keep updating our technology. We're using this technology of this calendar that's from the Middle Ages by people who were in a mindset that we don't want to be in. We're constantly thinking about time as something that we can somehow grasp or get our hands around. Enough time, wasting time, spending time. So the Mayan way of thinking about the kind of domain of intensities and qualitative transformations that we call time was thinking about it as a kind of harmonic loom.
And the thing is they believed also in this circular time, as the Hindus do, that time goes in circles instead of a linear path. Their calendar runs out in 2012. A lot of people equate this with the second coming of Christ, or a kind of enlightenment, or even in how civilization is technologically and consciously and socially increasing in momentum all the time. The generation gaps are getting smaller, progress is progressing, and technology is getting faster and faster. And the idea is that when it gets so fast that it kind of falls in on itself, then it crescendos, and that this will change our concept of time completely. That if things are happening so fast that things are happening instantly. The minute you think of something, it happens. Will it happen by 2012? If things keep getting faster and faster, then they might. The Stone Age lasted a long time. The Bronze Age lasted a little less time. By the time we got to the Industrial Revolution, which lasted about 100 years, then the Technological Revolution, which lasted even less, and so on and so on and so on, until it's instant.